Hi guys, Claire here.
Kelly here.
Welcome back. We're finally back together. Hey, we're reunited.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh
Yes.
yeah. No more COVID and no more Zooms.
Woohoo! Okay, so since it's been a while, I would think we should give a few life updates because we haven't been together in a month. Over a month.
Yeah, it's been a month.
Yeah. So you are a COVID survivor.
I am a COVID survivor. That was in the last episode. You can hear the nitty-gritty detail of me and Amanda in the last episode. My side effects, I didn't talk about this last week, but they're not great. I think they're a little bit worse than my symptoms. But we're bouncing back. It's almost been, literally almost been a month. Next week would be a month that I got COVID. And that's when
No, 3 weeks.
Next week I got it on the 5th.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yes, I got diagnosed on the 5th.
No.
Well, it's
my bad.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm almost there. I'm like 80% there. Basketball's done next week, so I only have 3 games left, but I get to play all 3 finally. Classes are going great. I'm only taking 3. I went on a date.
Ooh.
Yes, I did. I went on a date. That's a pretty cool life update. I don't know. It was pretty fun. You know, just getting out there, meeting new people, having a blast. Nothing crazy. But yeah.
Claire's life is more exciting than mine. Even though she did have COVID, it's still more exciting than mine. I am working as the station manager now at our college radio station.
Yes.
And it is my life. It's literally all I do ever. But I really like it. Like, I really like working at the station. I love my advisor and I love my team that works with me. And yeah, I just am there all the time. So if you ever hear 91.5, your sound alternative, that's my baby. That's my boo. But this week, I thought one of our first episodes was about dating apps. Just overall, what our experiences were. And we thought we would kind of talk about it more specifically on college campuses.
Yeah.
And just the phases of dating overall.
Yeah, and especially because we're on a very small college campus. It's not like, because we always talk about this with our friends who go to big schools. They're like, yeah, they can meet somebody new every single day, which you can't hear, but can you go on a date with somebody different person every single day? Mm-hmm. No, there's way too many connections and everybody's intertwined with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like college campuses, as a stereotype, I'm stereotyping, I'm generalizing here, but they are so big most of the time that you can literally do it anything you want. It's like a city in itself. But here, we're just as close with our DePaul residences as the actual community members themselves.
True.
So, it's very nice. That's a very nice aspect that we do have with DePaul and Greencastle community is we're very close. But that means there's not that many DePaul students here.
Yeah, for example, the DePaul community loves my basketball team. And this man came up to me after my game and gave me a photo of a cow. And I was like, what's this? He goes, it's you. I go, I am not a fucking cow. But what do you mean this is me? He's like, well, I named the cow after you. And I was like, wait, what? Huh? And I guess every year when there's a new freshman, he picks a freshman. So in their senior year, you get to meet the cow. And I don't think I'm ever going to meet the cow because of COVID. But, he did say initially that I could eat the cow. And I was like, I'm not going to eat a cow named after myself.
No, you can't.
Yes, but I have a picture of a cow, not here, but at my house. And obviously her name is Claire and she's a cutie pie. And he even would come to all of our games and take photos for us of our team for free, which was super nice. But yeah, that's how close we are with the Greencastle community.
Yeah, so Claire, I want you to describe your very first dating experience. Not even dating, but someone not from home. You know, because we're so used when you come to school, new people, new faces, even though campus is small. Everyone's still new when you first come here because we're not from the state of Indiana. So we were really fresh on the town around these parts.
That is true.
What was your first interaction on DePaul's campus?
Well, I came to school with a boyfriend. He was a year older. And then I think a week or 2 in, we ended up getting a huge fight and broke up. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the first time I've really been single here. We already had a decent amount of guy friends at that point, so it was not hard to meet people through that way and have them introduce me. And actually the first guy that I liked here, we're still best friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And our moms are very close.
Yep.
But I mean, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's one of those schools, it's like, you can like each other, but then if like the relationship ends, fine. Like
We're homies.
Yeah, we're still very good friends. So I would say that's something in a small school that like, if you break up, you better be freaking nice because you're going to see them everywhere.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we still have that friendship because he's actually really cool.
Yeah.
We just like can't date.
You're just not compatible that way.
No, we're very good friends, but not other than that.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets too complicated. In my freshman year, I was like kind of a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm not like,
yeah. I mean, you could agree. I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
I loved going out. I went out every single day. And then I kind of realized, like, Claire, you gotta rein it in. Rein it in. And then once I like reined it in, we finally became friends again.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's great. Now we stay in touch all the time. He's actually in class with me, and that's really fun because our first DePaul class was together. Now we're ending with a DePaul class together.
Oh yeah, I was in that class too. Yeah. The first one.
Kelly was in it. Yeah, but I would say it was a really good, positive first dating. It wasn't, and we didn't even date. Like I just liked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like interaction.
Yeah, that was my first big like romantic interaction.
Mm-hmm. That was a little bit different, I think. So my first experience was actually before I got on campus, and they messaged me through Instagram, and I talked to them all throughout the summer. Thought they were so obsessed with me. Get on campus. We chatted, went on dates, and then it was my birthday, and he told me his grandma died, and then I go on my Visco. And I see him with another girl
on our birthday.
And yeah, actually,
love is real, guys. Love is real.
And thinking back on it now, I was so depressed. Like I was so sad. I really, really liked him, but it's so freshman year.
It's so freshman year.
You still have the hometown honeys, and you got all that going on still, and you have new people that you want to. Find friends, find your people, find someone maybe on campus that you want to be romantically inclined with.
Yeah.
And I got in the mix of that. And actually, we're still homies. That's actually pretty sick. One of the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah, he is pretty funny.
And, but yeah, that was my first experience.
Yeah, but then I would say is like, you start seeing more people and start like wanting to get to know more people. Mm-hmm. It's really hard as you get older, like older as in like grade by grade. Because then like as you start to meet like our friend group, of girls, there's like 10 of us. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to ruin the relationship that's in your friend group because of a dude that you want to meet, because the school's so small. It's like whoever you're going to pursue or even like or even talk to, they're going to be connected with somebody else. So you have to be really, really careful, just that you don't cross any boundaries and you're really like upfront about it. Because if you're like sneaking around and hiding it, like if somebody ever did that to me, thank God nobody has, I'd be like, dude, why didn't you just talk to me? I mean, at this point, at a small school too, you can't really like hold a claim on people unless you're really serious in talking, because like there's only so many pickings here.
Yep.
And with our friends, like we're always super open about it. If you want to talk to them, then talk to the friend first, and not in a way that's like to get permission, but just like, hey, I just want to be honest with you. And honestly, I think it's worked for our friend group. Really
yeah,
well.
I think so. I think there's definitely been even just intertwined with someone that you didn't know, or for example, you didn't know they were talking, and you get interested and you want to start talking to them too, but you didn't know this other person was.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. It's, again, really small. We keep saying that, but we have to emphasize how small this place is. And things like that, if you find out, most of the time, generally, what I've seen, people are like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, that type of thing. And I don't know, I feel like that happens a lot, but most of the time, people are pretty honest.
Yeah, as long as you're open and honest about it, I don't see the problem.
Me either.
And like, if you really have a huge interest in this person, then like no balls, full send, like go for it. I don't care. Whatever you see makes you happy and you like the person, talk to your friend about it. And then if they're cool with it, and if they're not, I honestly don't know. I've never really had a friend that's like, I'm not cool with that. Just because, one, that means you shouldn't be pursuing the person in the first place.
Yeah.
There's more there than we even know.
Yeah.
And secondly, that means they're probably not the best person to talk to. And that's something I realized way too late. way too late.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Everyone has that one.
Everyone has that one.
And you really learn from it.
Hard.
So, we were going to talk about this earlier, but like since now we're freshman year, I feel like sophomore year and junior year are like the big year to date. The 2 big years.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did some of my sophomore year.
Me too.
Because I was like so done with just like the dating scene itself. So I was just like, and it was my best guy friend at the time, and I really liked him. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like, I'm so down. Mm-hmm. And did it work out? No. Not one bit. Not one bit. But do I care? No. It was worth it. And it was fun. And it was very lighthearted. It wasn't too deep or anything. And yeah. So I mean, say sophomore year is the year that I was like, I gotta rein it in. And ever since I reined it in, I feel like I've really just controlled my love life. Yeah.
Yeah, I dated someone sophomore year as well. It's still very near and dear to my heart. Didn't work out. That's all right. But I don't know. We were best friends too. Yeah. And then it just progressed, and then it faded. Like it just happens.
Yeah.
And I still care deeply for this person, but I feel like overall, that is when a lot of people do get into relationships is sophomore year.
Yeah, because freshman year you're just trying to settle in, meet new people, go out, trying to see what your vibe is. And sophomore year, I feel like once you like kind of find a group, find your peeps, then you're like, okay, now that I'm settled in this area of friendship, I'm ready to like pursue what I want for myself. And that's what we did. And I think after dating, but then I kind of realized like boys in college, like I love boys in college. Obviously, my brothers went through college. Got a lot of guy friends in college. They don't want anything too serious either. And I, at first, when I first came in, I was like, I'm going to date to marry, which is good for some, good for most, not good for me. Not it for me. I think after sophomore year, I was like, I just got to date and go out there and see like what I want, what I don't want, date often, go on dates often. Yeah, I just kind of figured out like this is supposed to be fun, not like a super serious commitment. I am 20 years old.
It's 2:00.
I am 20 years old and need to figure out what I want for later in life. Not to date right now to marry someone like 3 years later.
And you just change so much between the period of becoming an adult at 18 legally.
Yeah.
And then by graduating at 22, 23.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like I went through, like, I have multiple fashion personality disorder and just multiple personality disorder. I mean, I feel like I've gone through so many phases, and I don't actually have that. Like, that was just a joke. But I went through so many phases throughout my college experience that I like wardrobe, personality, humor, but what I want to do with my life that I couldn't. Why would I think I could find my person with my multiple phases of life?
Yeah, that's true.
That's like so complex that at certain points I didn't even know what I wanted or who I was. How would I expect someone to care for me if I don't know that?
Yeah, if you don't figure out yourself first, then how the heck is somebody else going to care for you too? And that's something, we learned late. But we just felt, not we, I'm not going to group you into this, but we saw our parents get married at 22. We are 22. So not that I felt a pressure, but I was like, this is what I've seen and like this is what I know and this is something that I want. But like my parents have like 1 in a million type love. They just do. I mean, they're still like madly in love with each other.
Yeah, they're literally still obsessed with each other.
Yeah, they're still obsessed. And that's so awesome. But like, I feel like because college back then is so different than college now, and I just feel like the era that our parents were in, everyone got married super young.
Yeah.
Like everyone in our family got married super young. Grandparents were married, like 19, 20?
Yeah.
Mom, dad, 22. Aunt, uncle, pretty early too, like early 20s. Just trying to figure it out. And so comparing that to like now I have to realize like college is completely different than it was back then. Like you could drink at 18 in college when my parents were going. Like it's a completely different era. And now I realize like let's use college as a way to like figure out who I am while meeting other people. And if something comes out of it, then totally fun. Yeah. So cool. But if it doesn't, I can't get super butthurt over it because you just gotta keep dating, get yourself out there. And if you're not comfortable with that yet, which I wasn't for a while, like the past 4 months, I've just been mute. I just kind of did my own thing. Now I'm ready to just like get back out there and meet new people. And not even date to marry, but just to meet a different types of people that I wouldn't meet here at school.
Yeah. You need to expand your horizons. You can't just be so focused on my life path is marriage. Because not gonna lie, I was like that for a really long time. Like I was like, I want to get married, have kids. That's my goal. That's my life. Still is a huge part of what I want to have in my life. But I figured out now that that can't be my only goal.
Yeah.
I need to have substance within myself.
Yeah.
To be able to share that with others, because if my one goal was to get married, like, could I be any more boring?
Am I any more boring?
Like, who's gonna want to share a life with that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like what's your favorite color?
Marriage. White.
Marriage.
So, yeah. Okay, so after all 3 years that we've kind of spoken about, senior year definitely has changed in a sense for us because COVID. Yeah. Usually senior year is like, senior year, no fear. There's a slight bit of fear for us because there is a pandemic. There is a panorama.
There's a Pangea.
So things have changed, but honestly, I have loved senior year.
Oh, I love senior year.
Yeah, in a sense of, like, when we go out, like when you used to go out, we're in a panorama, we're in a pandemic, so we have to be safe. But when you could openly go out and just have a free-for-all before the pandemic, it was a lot about meeting new people, sharing experiences, getting to interact with people you haven't before, meeting new people.
That's why we were so excited to turn 21 junior year, because we turned 21 early. And we were like, we finally just like go out and like meet people that we would never get to meet before, because obviously we weren't of age. And now this is time for us to like meet older people that we'd probably never come in contact with. But then the pandemic hit. So like turning 21 was like,
So that really changed, especially with quarantine dating.
And I dated someone in quarantine and I loved it. I had a great quarantine partner. He was awesome. We hung out literally the entire summer. I had such a fun time, but it actually made me realize, like, what if I didn't have like somebody with me right now? Like what would happen? Like I would feel like dating would be like nearly impossible.
It was.
Yeah.
I didn't have a quarantine partner. So I had to change my perspective of dating overall. Yeah. And it's not even just for college kids. The whole universe had to.
Yeah.
Internet, like online, Hinge, Tinder got huge.
Yes.
Because what else are you supposed to do?
We literally had an entire episode about Hinge because we love Hinge so much.
Yeah, like I'm an advocate for Hinge.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Hinge.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite dating apps. Probably is my favorite dating app.
Yeah. I don't use Tinder.
I don't use Tinder.
I first downloaded it when me and my last boyfriend broke up because it's just like funny. Like you just like are like nope. That to me, Tinder to me is a video game.
Yeah.
I've said that before and I stand by it.
Yeah. So dating apps got huge. And then when we finally got to semi-interact with people, I mean like COVID tests, quarantine, and we got to finally see our friends, like how we got here and how we went to Indy last semester, things like that.
Yeah.
It's really changed our perspective of what we kind of focus on. Like, I don't know, we really got invested within our friends and we created those relationships and made them even stronger. And we got into some new things, some new hobbies.
Yeah, our friends showed us The Bachelor.
Yes.
They showed us The Bachelor because we never really got into The Bachelor growing up. Like everyone else just was so into it. And we were like, I don't get it. I think because we grew up with like brothers all the time and they dominated the TV. The remote and TV. That we were like, oh, The Bachelor's dumb. And then when I started watching it, it is so funny.
It's so good. Oh my god, it's the drama.
I mean, I feel like I've been living under a rock. And
me too. I'm saying, and me too. I'm like, not you, but us.
Yeah. And our brother, Tommy, his girlfriend, Evan, she is really into The Bachelor. And she also was like, you guys need to get into it. Like, it's so fascinating and it's so hilarious. And who's her number one?
Caitlin?
I think it's Caitlin. She like is that who it is?
I think so. We could be wrong. I'm sorry, Evan.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Evan. But like even seeing like Evan's connection with like her and like how she like loves her and like it's almost like you like have like this following that you didn't think you would normally get. And then we got really into it and we watched the most recent episode with our friends and it was so funny. It was so funny that I was like, okay, I love this. Like this is hilarious. And I actually haven't watched The Bachelor at all because I've been like just playing basketball and like not really watching TV. And then I watched it last night and I was like, I need to watch the whole season. This is freaking hilarious.
Because I feel like social media has really enhanced The Bachelor too.
Yeah.
Because Kit's on TikTok and she's so cute.
Yeah, she's so bougie. And
her TikToks are super cute. It really, I sound like such a fangirl, but it really represents her.
It like really represents everything she's about.
And I really vibe. Just kidding. But like I actually do really like her.
No, she's cool.
So yeah, I think The Bachelor is something we really invested in. And just, I feel as though our family has become TV connoisseurs.
Yes, we love reality TV. Oh my god. People are like, you guys need to relax. Like, I can. I love it. I love it because I think we like watching reality TV because you can comment on it.
Yes.
I love overanalyzing reality TV. When me and Amanda were in isolation, we watched Temptation Island literally in a day. And Amanda said it was the most we ever talked because...
TV.
Because it's like, you're reacting to like other people. It's like you're almost like talking shit behind their back.
Yeah. It's a good gossip sesh.
Yeah.
That's harmless.
Yeah, they'll never know.
They'll literally never know.
No.
And people are tweeting about it because at this point they're famous.
They really are famous. Because I mean, how many people have watched Temptation Island? Probably like
a lot.
I
mean, I don't even know the number because I don't know what's an appropriate number, but like...
Yeah, I don't know how many viewers watch anything.
But Temptation Island too, especially like the first 2 seasons. Because quarantine happened, so it was got like lost its following a little bit. Yeah. But now they have a new season. So exciting. But I think TV and like our friends really do love TV too.
Yes.
Like, so we all have a schedule. Like, one of our best friends, Lucy and Kate, they live right above me. They have a TV schedule. And I'm starting to learn it so that I can like get on the schedule.
So you can get on the TV grind.
And actually Lucy is the one that told us to watch Temptation Island, Love Island.
Yeah.
She's a big follower of The Batch. She's the one that always reminds me of when it is.
Yeah. They host like Bachelor Night Mondays.
Like love. And so then they really helped us get invested in TV. But I think, and even like we got really into music in quarantine too.
Oh yeah. At first I was only listening to rap and country. Those are like my two, well, still two of my faves, I would say. It's a very opposite spectrum, but it's like when I'm in basketball, I love like rap music because it gets me in my zone. It makes me just feel very confident and pumped for games. So I just love listening to that. But then country is just like great in the car, just singing by yourself. But now like I've really gotten into like EDM, like alternative music. I would have never listened to alternative music. Like I didn't get it. But now that I have the time to listen to it because I'm just trying to work on me and hang out with my friends, I mean, now I love it. Now it's definitely broadened my horizons of what I like to know and like to hear. And reading. I've definitely gotten into reading way more. I mean, obviously I'm an English major, so I would read 2 to 3 books a week. But now like I'm literally up to like 5 books a week because I love to read.
Not me. Not for me, dog. See, with what I do for work, I think I'm very in like, it's an alternative radio station. So, and that's something I've always been into. And Claire has broadened my horizons because I've been in very indie alternative music my whole life.
Yes.
Or older classics and classic rock and...
Yeah, you like 70s music.
I do. I like 70s, 60s.
And ABBA. Kelly loves ABBA.
I do. I love ABBA.
That's from our grandma.
Yeah, grandma's the one that really got me in the spice of that.
Yeah.
Sort of mixing that in my soup. But, What, have you never heard that?
No.
Oh.
Mixing that in my soup.
Well, because you talk about spices. I'm mixing it in my soup. Whatever.
Put that on a shirt.
But anywho, I forgot what I was talking about.
Sorry, grandma.
Oh yeah, so talking about grandma, she really introduced me to ABBA and like the Beatles and Paul McCartney and Bee Gees, and that's my tunes. Those are my jams.
Yeah.
And then Claire during quarantine, since we had to share the same space and we listened to music literally all day in our house. Yeah. She got me really into actually like rap music and like pop music. It got me into the works and the know.
Yeah. Because you did not like EDM. You did not like it at all.
No.
And at first I didn't either, but now like I'm obsessed. I can't stop listening. Like you're always just dancing. Like, oh, I love it. My serotonin just skyrockets. And I need you to get on that bandwagon because whenever I had played it, you were like, I don't get it. Because like most of the EDM music I listen to is like house music. It's not even like actual words. And you're like, why?
Yeah, why?
And you're like, why? Why? But, I mean, it's awesome. And I'm so glad you like it now because now I can play it in the car because we love a good car jam.
Yes.
That was a big thing over quarantine was car jams.
Yes.
So if we were on the same page, it would have not been fun. Like, only one of us would have been vibing and it would have been really awkward.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, I'm tired, I want to go home.
I want to go home.
I'm over the car ride. We're not playing my music anymore.
And also, I feel like with quarantine, we kind of figured out it made you really realize who you were as an individual.
A lot of self-reflecting instead of having those distractions of, you know what, I'm not feeling, or like, I'm going to talk about personal story here. Like, if I wasn't really feeling myself, I would search for a compliment. Like, I would go out, I would post a bunch of shit on Instagram, or I would reach out to many people as possible, just hoping someone would make me feel better. But with quarantine, you have nothing to post. You shouldn't be going anywhere.
Yeah, true.
During that, like, especially in the beginning of quarantine.
Yeah.
When no one left their house, literally no one, like, what can you post?
Yeah, true.
Like,
that's literally why we were at home, like, making, like, I planned a casino night at our house. And when I made everyone dress up, we got way too drunk. My dad, for the first time, experienced a White Claw hangover.
That's another story, but it's really funny.
Yeah.
But I think in that sense, it made me. I think that was a big turning point for me too. Of I can't just depend on everyone else for my self-worth type of thing. Like, I can't be searching for other people to validate my feelings. So I feel like quarantine was a big either self-care or self-break, and like people either really struggled, and it actually made them stronger as human beings. Or they got to reflect on the time before COVID and see how they can improve on themselves.
See, that didn't really hit me until we moved to Indy. That I was like, I rely on so many other people to make me feel better that I'm like, I gotta figure this out by myself. And I realized, like, I have to dress up every day. As in dressing up is like this. Like, I feel most confident than what I'm wearing right now. Is like my wardrobe. If I don't like have like mascara on some days, I'm just like, I feel gross, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, I don't have to. I'm not going anywhere. And I was tired of seeking, as you said, seeking for compliments from other people. I was like, how can I? And actually, I was at like, and then when I moved here, when I was here by myself, I moved here 2 days after Christmas, and there was nobody here except my teammates. And I live in a house with one other teammate, and we could barely hang out because you're not supposed to really hang out outside of practice because of COVID, blah, blah, blah. Still got it though. Great. I would sit in my room and just be like, what do I like want out of this? Like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And I realized, like, I'm very confident in my ability of like playing, and like, I love my sport. I will love it till the day I die. I love what I do in school. And that's why I even like applied to law school in the first place, is I love school. And I realized, like, I need to always be around other people who feel very similar to myself and like are constantly ambitious and looking just to like fucking grind. And I didn't really realize that until I moved and I was finally by myself and was comfortable enough to reflect on my own thoughts, because that was something I could not do. Was like, I always had to be on TikTok. I always had to have content in front of me all day before I could really figure out, like, I'm distracting myself from who I really want to be as a person. So I needed to take a step back, drop the social media, and I dropped it for like a month. And then I realized, like, okay, I need to be around people who work really fucking hard, love what they do, and are confident in their ability of what they got. And it's not that they're confident because of like how hot they are or whatever. It's they're confident like
themselves.
Like, I know what I got. I know what I'm working with. I know my insecurities. I acknowledge my insecurities, but I'm not going to let them overtake my entire life. And I didn't figure that out until probably like 2-3 months ago.
Well, we're still technically like in a quarantine at that point, so it was like
true, yeah, because I mean, it was just us two.
Yeah, we lived together alone for those months, so it was a lot of alone time. Yeah,
that was and we said we get slept in separate rooms, so it was like a lot of quiet. I wasn't used to it because we lived in a pretty small house with 2 other siblings, obviously our parents, and a bunch of animals in the house always. So there was like never a moment. I mean, there was sometimes, but it was like when you're about to fall asleep. Yeah. And I'd be just so tired at home because there was constant entertainment all day that I would just like pass out. But then when we were in Indy, it was definitely a growing out moment for me. That like, I need to be with someone who wants it as much as I do. Yeah. With whatever they're looking for.
Yeah, you need some oomph in this.
I need some
See, I've been single for a while. I mean, a long time. But I dated for a very long time. Yeah. I mean, I was damn near a serial dater. I mean, but not in a good way. Like, I wasn't doing it to help myself or to meet someone. Again, it was like the self-validation of, well, at least I know someone likes me. Yes. But that's not what I want anymore type of thing. Like, I don't need that feeling anymore of someone else liking me. I need you to like me, but
I like you.
I like you. Thank you. But I think that was a big experience for me during quarantine. Was you're good, you're okay,
yeah, you're fine.
You're single, but you're not alone.
Exactly. Yeah, we always talk about that.
I always say that because I couldn't feel that way for a very long time. Probably most of my life.
Yeah.
Like if I was single, I felt alone. But you're not alone. This is the first time in my life, like as I feel right now, that I have the best friends I've ever had.
Yep.
I've had the best relationship with you I've ever had, with my family, and like I really care about my job.
Yeah.
And I finally had the time to focus. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
Like you're a good person. You don't need to change yourself with your atmosphere.
Yeah. I think this is also like the first time in like years that we're like, we have the best friends in the entire world. And we're not going to take it for granted. We're not just gonna, and I mean, I'm not saying like we never thought that before, but we always were like looking to like date and like just see what was out there. And like the people that we're with right now are like people that we're going to be friends with like in our wedding for, like they're going to be with us for the rest of our lives. And I don't want to mess that up. And this is like the last few months that we have together with them before we all just kind of dispersed. I mean, we always have like that one weekend, Mammals Weekend, that's what we call it. But it's never going to be the same. And I think this is the first time we're not letting it, like taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because we love our friends.
Yeah, we love our friends. Even our friends back home we're really close with too. Yeah. Like Lindsay, Veronica, Spracklin's, Cleary's, I love you. Like, you guys are some of the best friends I've ever had. Like, I feel like right now we're so close. And we're the type of people, we go home and we just take it where we're left off.
Yeah, pick it up where we left off, yeah.
And there's just I feel like that with everyone that we actually really, really care about, they finally feel the love that we've always wanted to give them, but we're too uncomfortable with ourselves to give it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we've talked about that before. In high school, we were pretty insecure that we're like, everybody hates us. Nobody hated us. Nobody fucking hated us. We're just that insecure that we thought that they did. And now that we're confident of who we are as people, we're confident in the relationships we have with them too. So that's pretty badass, I think.
Yeah. And I think quarantine and realizing these people are our people, like we don't need just a relationship to live. We need relationships with all types of love and not just romantic.
Yeah. And that's what helped us realize you're good.
Yeah, I know we keep saying that, but like it's so important to feel like, oh, I can sit alone in my room.
Yeah, because I mean that's a part of adulting. Because we were just so used to dating and like,
or just being with each other.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, me and Claire are together a lot.
Yes.
Like a lot. But at one point I could not sleep if Claire was not there.
Yeah.
Most of my life I couldn't. Yeah. And I think, again, when quarantine hit, we finally got our own rooms. That was the start. I really struggled. I didn't know what to do with myself at night. I'd never had that much time alone before. Yeah. And then we moved to Indy, and it was just us two. And I know we said that, but like all that progression of finally feeling like an adult. Yeah. Yeah, like realizing what it's going to be like post-grad. Yeah. Like, we are partners and besties for life. Yeah. But we have to let each other grow. Yeah. Yeah, you got to figure it out on your own. Like, I was very dependent on Claire. Don't get me wrong. I am dependent on Claire a lot. But, like, to the point where it was almost a toxic relationship. Yeah, because we were, like, obsessed. Like, obsessed with each other. But now we have love. Healthy. It's healthy, and there's love everywhere. And it's not just Kelly and Claire. Yeah, we finally learned how to talk to each other without getting a third party involved. Whenever we would fight, we'd have to call our mom. Yep. And we finally came to the age that we don't need our mom to mediate. It took a very, very long time because we both suck at communicating. But now we figured it out, and it's awesome. You know, we acknowledge it, that I'm horrible at communicating. This may not be direct, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. Can we have a conversation about it so we can figure it out? Yeah. Even with anyone, like. And we're much more forgiving people. Because I am that person. I will grammar Nazi the shit out of you. If you choose the wrong word, if you say it in the wrong way, I'll be like, well, that's not what you said. You said something completely different because that's the English major in me. I'm just like nitpicky. That's why I'm becoming a lawyer pretty much. I'm just a very nitpicky. If you say something one way and then reword it a different way while we're still talking, I'll be like, that's not what I said. And I learned to let that go because that is a huge ego thing that I had to let go. It's like, people, like, we're all humans, we're gonna make mistakes, and I have to give the empathy for that. It's not because I was always like, they're not listening to me, obviously, if they said this wrong. It's like, no, they're just talking, and I can't bite their head off so bad because I have a little bit of a temper. Just a little lot. But that comes with being competitive. So it's the characteristic of it. Yeah. For me, mine was the sticking up for myself.
Yes.
And not feeling like I'm allowed to communicate what I'm feeling and not have it hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, still struggle with that. I still struggle sticking up for myself. But if I communicate, listen, like, you're not listening to me. Or...
You do that to me because my ADHD is so bad.
Yeah, like, Claire plays out a phone sometimes, and I'm talking to her, and she forgets I'm talking. So for a very long time, I would just cry and leave the room.
Yeah, sorry.
So now I just go, hey, get off your phone. And that seems so little, but I couldn't do that to anyone.
No.
Up until literally, like, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
From quarantine.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, we talked about, like, the last few months of quarantine. I mean, we're talking about it a lot, but, like, that's really all we have going on right now. But I think going forward for the future, now that I know, like, who I am as a person, what I want in my life, because I've had a lot of time to reflect on it, the anxiety of, like, going to law school and what am I doing this summer? Like, now I have 2 jobs this summer and I thought I wasn't even going to get one. And just, like, the fears of not knowing what's in store for what I got going for me. I mean, yeah, that's totally normal, but I feel confident that, like, I know who I am as a person. I know I'm going to fucking kick ass in these next year, and it's going to be super fucking hard, but I don't care because I want it. I'm willing to work for it because I know who I am. I know what I got, and I'm willing to put the work in. And some people may agree with that. Some won't, but while I'm trying to date and figure it out along the ride, I know I'll, like, find my person. I know I'll figure it out.
Well, living your life, you will find the person, just like the puzzle piece. We've talked about this before. There was a segment on Netflix of a man who was talking about different puzzle pieces in your life, and that a person just fits. You don't have to force it.
Yeah.
Like that, they're the piece that, like, is genuinely supposed to be there, and you're not supposed to force it, or else your puzzle looks a little bit off.
Yeah, and it's like their puzzle can look different than yours, and your piece in their puzzle might be different than their piece in your puzzle. And once I heard that, it, like, literally changed my life.
It did.
It changed my life. And when they talked about, like, you need to be 100% yourself, and if you don't do that, then, like, there's no way they're gonna fit in your puzzle. And this is, like, when I went on the date this last weekend, this was, like, the first time I was very comfortable. Like, yeah, of course I was nervous, but, like, I from the start have been 100% myself, and it's worked for me, and it's been solid, and it's been fun, and I feel confident what I got, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think I'm ready to live the same way. I'm ready to enjoy my journey in marketing, advertising, and social media, and media as a whole, because that's actually, I don't know if I've ever said that. That's, like, what I want to do with my life. I am really passionate about media overall, and, like, advertising, marketing, basically whatever. A lot of people want to do that, but I really like doing that. I've been doing that for a while, and even with WGRE and the job I have right now at home, and I'm ready to live that life, and I'm not going to be seeking for someone. Like, I'm not going to make someone want to be with me, and I'm ready to meet someone organically.
Yeah.
And naturally, because I'm very bad at forcing people to like me, and I changed myself, and I'm ready to not do that anymore. I'm ready to just have someone accept me for who I am.
Yeah, and yeah, our social life, because of quarantine, everyone's was put to a halt because you can't go out and meet a bunch of random people because COVID. But I mean, if we didn't have this time to, like, figure out who we were, I honestly don't know what would be going on right now.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Yeah, the time in Indy, I really value. It really made us grow up. With the pandemic, if it wasn't around, we wouldn't have been there. Yeah. And I feel like being back on campus as better people has really changed our perspective of maybe if the pandemic hit right now and not when it did, I would be a mess. Like, I wouldn't be okay. I was in a terrible mindset before the pandemic. I probably still would be in that now. Yeah. So I think I'm actually, although the pandemic is very serious and
it's scary.
It's scary. It gave people who have the opportunity of not being sick and have to stay home the opportunity of self-reflection and what you really want in life or in a partner.
And appreciating the little things way more.
Like, I value just being on campus.
Yeah.
Like, I value just being here. If I didn't have this, I would be so upset. Like, I can't do all these senior things, blah, blah. I'm just happy to be here with my friends, my sister, my job, Claire's basketball team, and being in Indiana is what I value. And I don't think without the pandemic, of the self-care and self-reflect, I wouldn't have that opportunity or like that mindset.
I completely agree.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all we have. We just want to thank everyone for buying our merch.
Yes, thank you for buying our merch. It really worked out for the best.
Mm-hmm.
And we're grateful for everyone who listens. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. And, you know, follow me and Kelly on Instagram so we can get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to start talking with other people who are listening because we know our family always listens because we love them and they love us. But if you're new, if you're a stranger to me and Kelly, please introduce yourself. We'd love to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know who's listening. We want to connect with everyone. And I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and socially distance. You can't get COVID through Instagram.
You can't get COVID through Instagram. You can't get COVID through the DMs.
Nope. So, slide on through.
Yeah.
We're open for conversation. If you need a friend, someone to talk to, send a meme to, want us to send you memes, we're ready. We're here for you.
We're here for you guys.
So thank you for listening. Have a happy Thirsty Thursday.
Yes.
Thank you, Good Time. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you for everyone who bought our merch, our MILF status queens, kings, and everyone in between. We love you and appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, dream girl, dreaming, I be dreaming. Missing all the days you got me feeling. I said I love you, babe, you know I mean it. Hey, yeah, dream girl, I be dreaming.